Oh.
Don't curse. We're
I think
live.
kids are in school here. You're potty mouth.
The heck? Okay. What's Twitter? 6, 2.
Do you want to put his in there, and then mine could just be like the roving reporter?
Sure.
You're gonna have to take it out of the case because he has Max one too.
What is that for?
So you're gonna put this up here?
Well,
Or you're just gonna have it ready?
yeah, basically, yeah. I'd like to run over my testing one more time, if that's possible.
All right, guys, we'll be back on
How do
live
I
in a
go
minute.
live?
We're just setting things up for you guys. It's gonna be an awesome show. It's gonna be the best.
We're live on YouTube. Whatever. How do I go live on Twitter?
Oh, you gotta go to Periscope.
That app, right? I think we
Yeah, so right there. Yep. You're gonna set up for you?
Yep, please. Ow.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Like that.
Hi.
This is Mike's Twitter, or this is
It's KeyDigital.
KeyDigital?
Yeah. All right, let's go live on Instagram.
Oh, no. Oh, damn.
Oh my God.
Edison's gonna be pissed. You know that feature you were asking? Kiss it goodbye.
Don't worry, you can. There's a special exchange program with a certain website. If you order a new one.
Bummer. Okay. Oh boy. All right, so we're not flipping this over. Now it is. We are able to do what? Okay, we have an alternative.
Where did you connect it from?
That's
I'm
your
not
phone?
sure. We'll have to ask Edison.
It's working, right?
It works, but it turns on. If we want to call that working.
So
This is number 3. The screen is damaged.
Okay.
We got one like already.
Instead.
All right, you want to take your phone out of here, right?
What's up, everybody? You're taking my phone out?
Yeah, to a switch.
So what happens? You canceled me?
No, you.
Or you ended me?
You?
Where's my case?
You ended
Why are you
you.
breaking one of my cell phone accessories? Last KeyDigital Live, Nicole destroyed my car mount.
I.
Car mount.
That was not me at
I
all.
blame.
We went live? Okay. We're gonna go. Okay. Go
This is the
live.
song when Jonathan and I are traveling in the morning. We listen to.
We're telling your followers. Okay. Hi.
We good?
This is so weird.
No internet connection. That camera is for what? Maybe for YouTube later?
For LinkedIn,
Okay,
yeah.
LinkedIn.
YouTube and LinkedIn. I don't need to talk to Yeah, I will. Nah, I don't need Breck, it's fine. I don't need more Breck in my life.
How we doing?
Good. Except for that thing.
Except for what the.
Well, what's going to happen is in the top right, we're going to get HDR on a non-HDR display, and that's going to be our demo of HDR going through.
Okay,
Which means we're going to see miscolor.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
You know, whereas we would see a nice HDR picture. Show the 10G can't. All right, go.
John, can you
Let's
off
put
this?
the-
Do Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Do you
plan
have
is,
the KeyDigital Facebook?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay.
yeah, Yeah, the most all the
Do you
time.
mind if I move the cup?
I don't know.
No, we still have issues with
Behind the scenes. We're actually ready to go, right? What's
Yeah.
up, Mike? Say hi to Twitter.
I have a withdrawal syndrome. I'm having
He's
my-
looking for his phone. Check it out behind the scenes. Look, that's how you do it. Look, that's how you do a podcast or video cast. We got this light here, make Ferry look good.
Isn't phones has to be horizontal?
No, like this.
No.
This is how we do it.
Huh?
We're doing it
They
just
don't
like
have to
this.
Huh?
Check it out.
They don't have to be?
Depending
No.
what feed you're watching, right?
Look at you.
All right, so you ready? You ready to keep singing on?
On my-
What's up, everybody? It's like a video game, depending on what social media channel you're watching on. You get all these different camera views. You want this out of the way?
Yeah.
All right, I got you. Here, I'll go put this over here.
Here we go.
You ready?
I'm ready. Ready when you are.
Can I just say one thing? Which mic is connected to that?
The one on the table.
Oh, that's also connected?
No, just one. The other part is not working.
The 7.1?
Where'd you get this content?
The video? That's just the Apple TV screensaver.
We can't hear them.
This is Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. All right. Wow, there's a lot of Instagram bikini models that are watching today. Woo! Looking to get their HDMI fixed. Good thing Ferry's here. He knows how to fix it, right? You are the fixer. You're like the real fixer.
They used to call me Fix It. I want to fix it.
Great. Our show gets canceled in episode 2 because of copywriting.
Dad
And-
jokes.
Yeah, bad jokes, bad jokes. Well, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. What is today? You know what today is? My phone is over there. so
Tuesday the
I'm like lost.
26th
Tuesday 26th.
of March.
It's we're a little late, but we're always late. So if we ever have a meeting and the meeting is, I probably kicked out a wire, right? Yeah. Kicked out a. You good?
Yep.
You sure I didn't break anything? All right, cool.
Let's see. What if we did this instead?
Can you switch the image?
We gotta show everybody what you're doing over here. This guy is taking a computer and controlling the video wall, which is a regular computer. That's pretty cool. So it all
They're
switched
seeing-
up. They're seeing right there.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay, cool. So welcome everybody. This is episode 2. We did not get canceled yet. Mike Simberger is here considering canceling not only this show, but maybe us too. No, I'm kidding. But episode 2 of our replacement of webinar series. So webinars are kind of old and dated, and what Jonathan and I wanted to do is give you guys, something different. Maybe you're eating lunch, depending on what time zone you're in, or having a drink if you're across the pond, or having breakfast in
Cheers.
Cali, right? Or coming off from surfing in La Jolla like this guy does. You do everything, right? Surfing, bodyboarding, rock climbing. What else? What don't you do? Let's start with that.
I'm what you call a Renaissance man. I saw Danny DeVito in the 1990s,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to be like him. But the closest I got was Charlie Day. So
Episode 2 is where it ends. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for checking us out. I'm kidding. Well, you are much taller and have a lot more hair and much more model-like looks. So today what we wanted to do to talk to everybody about was the Fixer. And the Fixer is not a guy by the name of Vinny that lives in Brooklyn. It's actually an HDMI fixer, and it's a product that we've had in our lineup for many, many years. And as I like to present it, it's kind of like our secret sauce. It's one of those techniques that allowed us to do what we do in HDMI. It allows us to be the leader, especially in Pro AV installations, because the amount of variables that happen within HDMI are endless, right? Wouldn't you say?
yeah, and it doesn't ever show you what the variable is.
Mhm.
You don't see a message which says you have a handshaking problem right now. You have an HDCP problem right now. Instead, these problems have different ways of showing themselves on the screen, and you really have to have an intimate knowledge of HDMI technologies to understand, to be able to deduce what those problems you see on your screen
a lot of this originated because we used to make really super high-end expensive matrix switches, and because back then, 8-9 years ago, they were all super high-end, right? There were no entry-level switchers that you'd see on like online shopping carts that were like $100 with free Netflix for life. All that stuff wasn't here that many years ago, and it forced us, because of all the different variables that are out there, to come up with a methodology called the full buffer system. So what the full buffer system does is it actually focuses, and Jonathan will go in better detail with this, on the 4 pillars of HDMI technology. So everyone that's watching us probably has heard, whether they're buying a product, whether it's ours or somebody else's, EATed, right? That's kind of like a household name when it comes to HDMI. And a lot of people point the fingers to EATed. Oh, it's always EATed. It's EATed. Depending on what part of the world you're in, control extended data, which is the highway that the audio video travels on. And then we have hot plug, which has been, somewhat new, right? That's been something that we...
Without the hot plug, perhaps you don't get as far as EDID. Perhaps you don't get as far as the HDCP authentication. So really, you have to have the hot plug detection cared for before you can even drive your car down that TMDS highway.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So maybe give the viewers a quick...
Two examples. One on the display side and another on the source side. We'll start on the display side. You've got your full video integration system, your network wire, your cat wire to your receive extender. It's located behind your display, your monitor, your television, your projector, and you turn that display on and you see no source connected. Check the wiring. But yet everything's there, power's on. Maybe even that extender is giving you all the affirmative link lights telling you, hey, this should be received right now. The television is not detecting the hot plug, the voltage from that incoming signal. So therefore, it's not going to show you anything. Conversely, over at the rack side, you may have a source, and because it's digital, it's not analog. Well, there's another obvious statement for us. But because it's digital, the source doesn't output signal until it first receives that wiring into my matrix switch. I've got everything downline, but if I'm not getting voltage at that source, I'm not going to output video because it's not analog, it's not just pushing content all the time. So we've implemented as layer number 4 of KeyDigital's proprietary full buffer system technology, we've implemented the ability to fix, or force as we like to say, at the source side, that source is constantly seeing a connected device, a connected display, if you will. And on the display side, it's constantly seeing a connected source. And these things are always ready to send and receive signal. And KeyDigital in the middle is going to take care of business.
Awesome. So best practices for those of you who have really studied HDMI, use it every day. Sometimes it's your favorite 4-letter word within AV. What would you recommend, like if you had one of these fixed 418, where would you put this?
Right.
Listen, I throw them right down the middle. It's your job to hit the home runs.
My man,
All
thanks
right?
for the softball.
Okay. You got it.
There's no place this always goes. It can go anywhere. It just depends. Again, you don't see what the problem. You're never told what the problem is. It's told what the problem is. It's deducing from how the problem shows itself. I'll give an example. If you have a source and it's going successfully to 15 out of your 16 displays, but one of the 16 is not showing it for some reason, I'd say that's probably more an instance where the fixed 418 goes at that display side, right? And the beautiful thing here is you open up the box, the small form factor, you got the USB cable in the box, anticipating using this thing, right? So we just connect this standard USB micro in on the fixed 418 side, and then you just connect it right to your display if need be.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's not like a 4.5-inch USB cable. You actually get, was that a 3-foot cable?
Yeah, I believe it is a 3-footer. Yep.
That's awesome. That's
Yep.
cool. So that way, it gives you a little bit of room. You can put it, if it's a projector, you can put it on top of the projector or a screen within that system, so you can have, obviously a couple different options on where all that will be, within the system, which is great. So small form factor. Another cool thing, and you can raise your hands on social media. If any of you have made the great purchase of an HDMI testing kit, today is your lucky day, because after our call, you can take that kit, take pictures of it, put it on eBay and sell it, because you don't need it. Like Jonathan was saying, with these HDMI issues, you don't need HDMI test kits to tell you what you already know. It's not working. But if you had these on your truck or these on your shelves for install purposes, if you go to a church and you have a $40,000 projector and your brand new laptop is not working properly, it'll fix that too, right?
Absolutely. So when we go through here, and this is going to be your tool for fixing so many different problems. One common mode of usage is to correct the signal. So you integrators may have traditionally bought a booster. Think of one of the modes of usage as this as a booster, okay? An extender, let's say you have your displays on the wall, and then the customer a few years later needs to reload, install Fix 418, then have another HDMI hop to the new location. Input boost mode is where typically at the end of that long run, we've noticed that you have 4K 18G, and when you're really maxing out the bandwidth, you might start to see some signal loss. As 18G, a lot of standardization of handling yet. And so we have input boost mode, which is selectable using the rotary, Alpha, Bravo, Echo, or Foxtrot. And then we also have a really great mode of usage that I think we could demo for the audience today.
Yeah, for sure.
This is one of the bigger purposes of this, because now that things are going the 18G direction and this technology's out there, we see the drive from the display manufacturers, from the source manufacturers, and we in the middle have to keep up with that, of course, right, within reason. Well, there are many systems that were sold 2-3 years ago that were not 18G systems. Just like you said, HDMI matrix switchers only, let's call it 7-ish years ago, started to really gain widespread acceptance and usage out in the field. So there were, even though 18G was on the horizon, many installs, tens of thousands of dollars, where they're using a 10G infrastructure. And what Fix 418...
So for everyone,
yeah.
Let's classify what's a 10G infrastructure, so they know.
Yeah, it really comes down to 1.4. Mm-hmm. You did have 4K at HDMI 1.4. Now HDMI 2.0A comes out, and now your 4K 1.4 is more like faux K. You know it.
I was waiting for you to say faux K. I wonder how many people are playing a drinking game waiting for guys talking about HDMI to say faux K. That could be a new drinking game, like for during the day.
Can we put a counter on the screen?
You know, put a counter on the screen?
Look. So you have a 10G system, matrix, wiring in the wall. That technology was the bee's knees, still is the bee's knees.
Yeah.
You're looking at a certified trainer for this technology. HD-based-T, we love it. It's an Emmy award-winning technology. It made extension of HDMI signals over a single cat wire extremely reliable. You remember what it was like before that? Painful.
I used to go around the country with black and blues.
I'm feeling your pain, bro. So the HD-based T, as it is still deployed, they've adapted, fortunately. The pipe in the middle is a maximum of 10.2 gigabits per second. So in order to take a 10G signal, an 18G source, and extend it through a 10G pipe, how do you do that? And so HD-based T has a compression in the transmitter, a decompression in the receiver, and you can essentially think of that same technology as what we built into Fix 418, where we're able to compress at one unit, decompress at the other, and use an HDMI, or without any resolution processing, any frame rate conversion at all, we're able to send that through 10G infrastructure and even have it displayed on a 10G display. And that's what we'll demonstrate here.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's something you get a lot of calls on, right? Or your tech team gets calls on?
Absolutely. People don't realize, you know, let's say end users, they don't realize, hey, I bought this system 2 years ago and video is changing all the time. And all they sucks, but it's capable of outputting 18G content through streaming like Netflix with the HDR attached to that signal. 60 frames per second, all of those things are a part of that HDMI 2.0A spec. So in that case, what we would do is we'd instructions where you know, we'll just take you through some of the options here. We can take the EDID dial and actually we'll Alt-Tab over here. We'll get our KeyDigital management software on the screen. And we'll go larger mode with this Apple TV first. And
So go through the setup here. So I have my laptop here, and how's this all connected?
well, actually, I have an Apple TV that is going into my as it is here, is leading us into our video wall system, which consists of our IP922's video over IP system. So that was for our first show, which is available on our YouTube viewers. So if you'd like to find out more information about that.
Look at that plug, man.
Hey,
You're a pro.
Captain Segway. So it's perhaps we have a mixture of displays. Let's say IP922 system aside, we have a mixture of displays with different resolution capabilities. How do I tell this Apple TV to give me something like 720p, 1080i? Well, that's our EDID setting 1, 2, or 3. So I'm going to go ahead and move this EDID dial right now from our 4K handshake. Then we could see the Apple TV. We see it in the top right, which is a pass-through port, which is, well, that in itself is a great selling point of KeyDigital, right? Which is that on the residential side, you've got sources 1080i integrated, that's what they go for. However, on the commercial side of things, they prefer the progressive resolutions. Laptop computers are only outputting progressive resolutions, not integrated. So our setting 1, 2, and 3 is a 1080i with actually a 720p native handshake. And so the commercial guys needing 720p, you set it there. The resi guys needing to integrate a consumer source at 1080i, you set it to the same setting, and both of those integrators, both of those markets are happy. So we see just a change of the dial. What we actually do is we drop the hot plug to the connected source. We reapply the hot plug and give a new handshake. So for all that Apple TV knows just now, it was actually disconnected from one monitor and reconnected to another, which has a different handshake profile. So that's one that we can demonstrate there. We move up to setting 4, which is 1080p. So we went from 1 past. What was 2 and 3 though? You want to tell everybody what 2 and 3 is?
No. I don't have the manual in front of me, and not that smart.
You know,
Nice try.
This guy doesn't let on actually how much he knows. He knows a lot. So
Very little.
And he's humble. So so 1 1080i 720p 2-channel audio, 2 HD audio, so your 7.1s or even your Dolby Atmoses. So for every resolution handshake, we give the 3 different audio options. Now we move to number 4. We could see 1080p. And actually, look at that. It shows us right there. It's connected to a 1080p monitor. So this is very good. So what we're going to do next, we were originally at 4K 30 frames per second. We are going to move the control rotary. Now when you do that, you do need to power cycle the unit because it's a different usage of the processing in the unit. So I'm going to disconnect. We're going to set our EDID with HDR handshake going to that source, and we're going to move our control rotary into these monitors don't support 18G signals. These are 4K. All right, we love them though. They're great monitors. Don't get me wrong. 18G has its time and place and,
Sure.
and its demand, right? So I've reapplied power here.
And these models are a couple years old too.
They are.
You know, they're older monitors and,
Yep.
you know.
So
But still, check it out, 2160p, 30.
we actually have 2 demos going on. Okay? So 2 things, and this is why I love this demo. Dan, right over your shoulder, the coloring does not look kosher. That's on purpose. Why? We're actually sending a 4K HDR signal, and so it's now receiving a 10G signal, and that HDR is still there. It's color space conversion that we've adjusted, okay? Can they see it there? And so you see that it looks off because it's receiving an HDR signal. It's not HDR compatible. However, the rest of the displays also receiving HDR, and through the 10G now, instead of 18G, through the 10G down convert, we have our signal there. We have our signal. So this is representative of that existing matrix system, existing video distribution system, or even existing video wall as part of a distribution system that supports 10G maximum and receiving content from an 18G source thanks to the down convert.
That's awesome.
So it's a really dynamic tool. The Fix 418 is the 4th generation of Fixer, I think, in our product family.
It's 4th or 5th, and it has to be. Because I know we had like the 150 or the 100, then the Fix 22. And the other cool thing is, the reason why we call it Fix 418 is it fixes 4K 18G problems. So today, you know, one of the big things that we learned is when you see HD-based T, it's a 10G technology, right? So don't be fooled. You know, this technology that Jonathan has been talking about, this full buffer system, is available in a standalone in the Fix 418, but you'll see throughout the entire lineup, that technology that Jonathan was showing you is also shared across other products as well. And then in the X444S, that one also has the compress decompress, right?
Yeah, we have 2 models that support 18G incoming signals and then extend over HD-based T. There are X444S for extender, 444 chroma subsampling, S for standard range, and X444L for long range. It actually has the ability to set a 1080p. And what it does is they will do the same sort of compression and then decompression from an 18G source, display it at 18G at the display.
Awesome, awesome. Very cool. Well, what else we got? We good?
I think we got lunch.
We got lunch? We got lunch? No. All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys so much for joining episode 2. Please like, share, comment this video. If you guys have any questions, we'll stay on for a little while, answer any questions you guys may have. But thank you so much. Please check out KeyDigital.com. Follow us on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you're not on Tinder anymore, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You know, Jonathan's like my little brother, so we've been working together for a long, long time. But thank you guys very much. Have a great day. We'll see you at episode 3. You can leave that one on. Or that one's Mike's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I stop it?
Don't delete it.
I don't know how to stop it.
Don't delete it. Just double tap the screen.
Post. You want to stay live on over here? Wave to the people. They're waving at you.
Who's waving? Who's on there? My wife.
Yeah.
My life.
My beautiful wife. Where's Ferry's wife? Is she on there? Nope. Just mine.
No.
I love you.
Okay, Dan, we have to leave. Can you
We have to leave. Okay,
Bye.
bye guys. See you later.
Do you need Mike or you guys? Do you need me still? Is it
Yeah.
RD continuation?
Yeah, how do I stop? I can't stop this one.
we'll have a few more minutes.
Cancel?
Cool. Good job, Dan. Thank you for carrying us.
What the heck? How do I end this?
Let's see.